You know how we roll here at Making It Up As We Go. We are here for episode 37. Welcome, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us. Let's have a good show, hopefully. I mean, if not, we'll just fake it. It's all good. Let me bring in some folks here. We got Mr. Paul Hammerquist. How you doing, sir?
Doing well, doing well.
You're used to me bringing you in later.
Yes, I am.
That's all right. Age before beauty. Here he is, Mr. Paul Corliss. How you doing, sir?
Good.
Good. And then last but not least, we have not Sean, but we have Matt Haas. Hi, Matt Haas. How you doing, sir?
Hello. I'm fabulous.
Good. Keeping yourself busy, I suppose.
Very much so.
Awesome. Possum. All right, guys. Well, let's get to talking a little bit about what we've been working on this week. Mr. Corliss, were you able to do anything this week?
Well, no, but my wife's home from the hospital. That's good news.
That's the important part.
On a computer-related subject, I got my taxes done.
That's important as well.
It's been a productive week.
There you go. That's all you can do. And you did at least look at your 3D printer.
Oh yeah.
It's right there.
Yeah.
See that, and that counts itself. You're good to go.
You thought about it.
Yeah,
I thought about it.
Yeah.
There you go. Hey, I get how that is. It is not easy sometimes to carve out time to play. What about you, Mr. Hammerquist? What have you been up to this week?
I cleaned the garage.
Ooh.
I did.
Why would you do that?
So I can start painting and have room to work on my next project. So I got one of them done, and then I tried another project, but I didn't hold down my material well enough. So so it didn't carve out the lid well. Hey, base came out fine because hey, screws, but
it's the top of the lid, so nobody's going to see it.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna take my Dremel and Dremel it out, so at least it'll sit flat and finish her up.
Sweet.
I like the way that goes all the way over, and you have a lip at the bottom. That's kind of neat.
Yeah, it's the first time I did it, and I was like, "Cool, this is gonna go great, no problems." Right off the bat, I'm like, yay. But that was my fault. I used the double-sided carpenter's tape, and at first it was fine, but then as the cut went on, it started shifting.
Oh wow.
So
carpenter's tape or carpet tape?
Carpenter's.
What's carpenter's tape?
It's like carpet tape, but it's supposed to be for wood.
Oh.
So double-sided tape, and it didn't work well. I've used it before, but I think I'm gonna go back to painter's tape and just stick with what I know.
Yeah.
Until I get a hold down system.
Yeah. So sometimes, I mean, even that, you can always have an issue with it any way you do it.
Yeah. Especially like on those big pieces where with the painter's tape, the corners coming up and not everything just staying flat. So, but nothing screws can't fix.
There you go. Good times. What have you been working on this week, Mr. Haas?
Well, just finished up 5 projects on my new laser, but I am focusing on 2 laser art pieces, fine art pieces, for an upcoming art auction where I will be one of about a half dozen featured artists. It's an online auction, and
cool.
Nice.
So this is one of the ones that you talked about during that video.
Yes. This is the current idea. This is an Alice in Wonderland inspired piece of art that will be 7 layers deep, and there'll be very thin plywood stacked up 7 layers, and obviously it's Alice looking through the forest, and there's all kinds of little hidden stuff in there, teapots, and then the Cheshire cat and keys and teacups and things like that. So that's one thing I'm working on, and I was going to fire that laser up this evening, but I'm like, you know what? I think it's going to be first thing in the morning, so I'm going to do that. And then I'm
So
working on
did you create that image, or is that something that you found?
a little bit of both. I found several of they're called light boxes. You can find them along a lot of the Cricut cutting website. Cricut is the the paper cutter, CNC paper cutter machine. But I couldn't find one that I liked, so I smashed a couple of them together and then rendered some of my own elements on there. So I sort of have like a super,
Sweet.
super version of it. And
Awesome.
I'm working on a marquetry piece of an evil flying monkey from the Wizard of Oz, but it's sort of just inspired by the evil monkey. It's not like exactly. Actually, it's way more evil looking than what appeared on the screen. And believe me, when I was 7 years old watching The Wizard of Oz, those were evil monkeys. But
Hell yeah, they were.
but what I'm doing is way more evil. And that one, this one I plan to paint maybe similar colors to what you're seeing here. But the marquetry evil monkey, just the colors of the wood are going to be the color of the piece. So no stain, no paint, just
Nice.
the wood.
Now, Matt, in that one of Alice in Wonderland, does the light come from the white paint, or do you have LEDs in the back of that?
It's just going to be white paint. That is the idea.
Okay.
Although, if I did light box it, that would be an interesting feature. I've done other artwork before where I've painstakingly put LEDs in it, and there's just very small parts of the piece. Well, I can show you. It's pretty badass if you want to take a look at it. It's right over here. I have to get out of my seat for a second.
Yeah. You're cool.
Yeah.
I won't be able to hear you while I'm gone. Okay.
All right, we'll
one
talk about
second.
you.
That's all I need.
Oh, that Matt Haas. He's wasting so much of our time doing this crap. I mean, I don't know what we're going to do with this guy, but he thinks he's all hot
talented
shit.
guy.
Yeah, he thinks so. But man, he's such a good
Awesome.
dude. hey, Matt.
Yeah.
I made this a while ago.
Oh wow.
Oh,
And
Oh,
there
nice.
there are LEDs in the background, and the eyes light up red, and then this thing lights up white, and that's it. So all that work just to have these two little areas.
That's cool.
See if I can turn it on, if it'll work. Doubt it. I can manipulate it from the back. See if it'll work.
Al, you better watch yourself.
No, battery. Oh, there it went. The light went on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Believe me, the eyes glow red too if I would have batteries on it. But
That's all good.
anyway.
We got you at the last second to grab that, so and it doesn't work all the way. It's to be expected. It's okay. We'll forgive you this time,
Well,
Matt.
I built that a couple years ago. Yeah, so I'm no stranger to LED in my artworks.
Sweet.
But yeah,
Yeah, those are both going to look really cool.
I think so. And hopefully someone bids on. I don't have details about the auction yet because it's not live, and I'm not exactly sure when it is. I think it's the second week of April, so it's right around the corner. I got to get cracking.
Well, the other thing we got to get cracking on is Maker's Rock, because Maker's Rock is 41 days away.
Oh yes.
Yes.
April 26th is the published date.
It's
Maker's Rock.
it is sneaking up on us quick. So go join in there. You want to tell us a little bit about it?
Sure thing. It is what I like to call the largest collaboration on YouTube. It is something for makers who have a YouTube channel. Okay. So it's a YouTube thing and maker thing. What we do is we make an album cover out of any material, 12 by 12 vinyl out, not exactly 12 by 12, but the square format album cover. And we pick any album, any genre, any timeline, any decade, and you make a YouTube video of you making it. Okay. And then we all publish the same day. So many people are participating. And then what are the prizes, you ask? There are no prizes. You give away your artwork to someone in your audience. This is the twist. People love to win stuff. And when you collab with others, you get more eyeballs on your channel. That's the whole point of it. The point is to grow your YouTube channel because every participant will shout out all of the other participants, because we share their all the participants share their YouTube channel icon, their channel name, hyperlinks. As a matter of fact, all of that's done for you because we collect all that stuff and give you an asset package, and you can download the asset package. And there's a little audio clip of a song a former participant created, so it's royalty free. You're not going to get dinged on the copyright system. That's what it is. Makers rock, baby. And you run your own cost. Hey, look at that.
Notice how dusty it is.
Mine back here.
That flew really good.
This was-
I could not have done that again if I tried. Oh yeah, there you go.
This was made with my 8-inch by 8-inch portable laser that Adam Stack sent me as a what do you call it? A review unit promotion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they said, here, you can have this for free, make a video. And I was like, I'll take it. So that's why each one of these squares is less than 8 by 8. This wasn't like one run. I did it. But, that's Makers Rock. It's a square album cover.
It's awesome.
I'm really liking this artwork too, because I think it came out really well with the painting and the laser cut letters. Fun.
Turned out good.
I like to have fun.
Mine didn't.
Listen, life gets in the way. It's all good. It's all good.
It's all good. Well, we're going to try again this year. And if nothing else, I'll just promote the bejesus out of it for you. So
I get nothing out of it. There's no monetary.
Oh, but
piece.
yes. Oh, yeah. I was asking it. So you didn't give yours away?
Oh, no, I made 2. Yes,
Yeah.
I gave it away. I make 2 when I can. And I didn't do it every year I participated, but most years I make 2. So I get to keep one. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I
I didn't give mine away because it was garbage. I didn't finish the
I was
video.
just going to say, I usually make 2 of stuff because I ruin one of them and the other one's a survivor.
Yeah, there you go.
I remember when you were on the show, you were like, here's mine, and it just falls apart in your hand. I thought that was a funny shtick.
Yeah, when that was one version of it, and oh, it was bad. So, oh well, it is what it is. Well, so if you're out there and you want to participate, go to makersrock.com, sign up with Matt, and you'll get access to the Facebook group and all that good stuff. And
Makersrock.com is where you
Get
start.
to have
Thank you,
fun.
Ryan. Makersrock.com.
Sean had a really good one last year. I really
he
liked
did.
his REO Speedwagon one.
didn't.
That turned out so good.
He even had because he used VCarve, which did like the 3D relief, I haven't done that. I haven't reached that. like I I pocket and I edge cut.
Yeah.
I don't do that. That jumped out at me right away. I'm like, oh, this guy's on
Yeah.
another level.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really good.
Because then
Um,
he used laser, CNC, and 3D printer on his, didn't he? All
Yeah.
three. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Epoxy expert.
but
getting his
it was done like it was meant. He didn't do it just as a gimmick. Like
No.
it was the tool for the job. Each one of those
Yeah.
tools were the tool for the job. It was spectacular. Yeah.
Yeah, it did really good. Getting
I
a
have
section
I have
uncut in
a
corners.
laser question if I could throw it out there
Oh yeah, of
because I'm
course.
still learning.
Um,
All right.
any suggestions? Here, Dwayne's got a response here.
Can you
Correct
read it
that
out? I
one.
can't.
Anytime I have sharp inside corners in epoxy, I make that corner a little bit larger, then cut the outside of it after to get this sharp angle. That's probably the best way to do it from what I've seen. So, choosing what layer first is the hardest part. So,
Epoxy is challenging because
Yeah.
it can kind of go places you don't want it to go. And the nature of it being epoxy means it's practically permanent.
yeah. Not fun. So, well, for me this week, I didn't get a whole lot of stuff done, but I did make this. This is one of the airless basketballs for on the 3D printing stuff. So this is 50% of the size of the real file, but it
How many hours?
it took about 18, 19 hours for it to print on the Bamboo P1S back there, and it is gorgeous. What a beautiful print. The bottom part here where it had some supports because it's round and you're printing up, so it had some supports on the bottom here holding it up so it could build up. They didn't come off as cleanly as I would like. You can feel it's a little bit rough through there, but pretty awesome. The amount of retractions going through there people want to test a 3D printer out for how well it does retractions and stringing and all that crap. That's what you want to do because that's millions of them going around each layer. So
Now, did that get printed in two halves and glued together, or is
Nope.
it printed in one piece?
That's just one piece.
Wow.
And now it's
And-
the bounce test.
Here on the desk, it's not so bad. I don't know if I'd drop it all the way down to the floor, but and it even where's it at? In some of the seams that are coming here for like the basketball thing, there's little holes in it, and they go straight on through. I mean, the precision of it is amazing. So that was a lot of fun to do. I'm gonna start one on the Ender 3 and the Anycubic Cobra 2 that's there, and just see how they compare. I don't think they're going to get as good as this one because this is such a nice clean print. But we'll see what happens.
Did that take a lot of filament?
No, this is like it's hollow, so there's no infill or anything inside there. It's just the shell. So it's really not that much filament that it uses. Harry, thank you very much for the compliment there, sir.
That was the
I put out a
planter, right?
Yeah, I put out a video last week on, or I guess the beginning of the week or last week, whatever it was, on a 3-picket planter, the ultimate 3-picket planter, as I call it. And it turned out good. My wife liked it. She wanted another one right away. So I had to make another one immediately.
I would imagine that's like a batch-friendly type of project.
Yeah, it will be. It's definitely a batch-friendly project.
I can see you cranking out 2 dozen at a time.
Making one, it takes about an hour start to finish. But I could definitely see if you're batching them out, you could you could cut that time, the overall assembly time and all that for one under 45, maybe closer to 30 minutes, for all the gluing and nailing that you're doing to get it all together. But it was fun. That was a fun project to do. And I think I'm making some for other people right now. So we'll knock those out this week.
Now you just need to get one of those robotic arms to do all of that.
Yeah, right.
Change the saw, diagonal. It's still CNC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's working on it.
Yeah.
So,
pick up the board, put it. Yeah.
Yeah. Dwayne says 1 hour per planner and filming it. Now it's 12 hours. Yeah. Well, that was a good thing about doing a second one, that I didn't have to worry about trying to film or anything, because then I could really see about how long it took to do it. So the first one took quite a while with trying to film, even though my filming is pretty crappy. But it was fun. A fun project to do, and maybe we'll do some more of that stuff down the road. Got some fun stuff planned in here. So, and also for the scoreboard. So I haven't had a chance to work any more on that yet, though, but we're working. So good times. Well, let's get talking about some of these other videos that happened this week. One of them we already kind of started talking about here. Let's split us up like this. There we go. That was Mr. Matt Haas's video. Look at that.
Woot woot. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
glad,
See,
glad you dug that. That's fun.
first 5 projects that you did with that laser, it was the X-Tool, S1, is that the, or which
That's
one
right.
was it?
The S1, and I got the low powered 10 watt.
Yeah, so they've got so many different nomenclatures for all their ones. It's hard to keep up.
It's obvious that the company's trying to coax people into the hobby by having a sub $1,000, machine.
Yeah.
But with the honeycomb bed and the blower, it's about $1,200. But still, that's doable for many, I should say, for many.
Yeah. If you're serious about trying to get into the hobby, it's at least a good starting point to get into, and for a full enclosed machine and all that stuff. You can go cheaper with an open machine, but you just shouldn't. It's just dangerous.
That little portable one I mentioned is an open machine, and I would have to bring it out on the porch. And
yeah,
no more of that. Yeah, I got a lot of these, sitting around, me here too. Some of these things.
Yeah. So you've been diving headfirst into the laser stuff here recently, then?
Oh yeah. And I have a technique question about something I'm trying to do. If I could throw it out when it makes sense.
Yeah. Whenever you want to, man.
Okay.
What do you got?
Here's the deal. When you do those little square tests, some of them are cut tests and some of them are how intense is the shading test.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll say, 5%, 10%, 20%. And then you can see where the light and the dark stop. They're cool. I like that. I like that because it is like one continuous square of burned in darkness. Okay. How do you do that in Adobe Illustrator? Because when you bring that into your laser program, now I'm using the XCS because that works good for the X tools, but I also have Lightburn. But what Illustrator will do is say, what percentage of black is it here? And then you could do a gradient down to this percent, like 0 to 100% black. But when you bring it in on that little grid, it doesn't work like that. In other words, you have to kind of treat that gradient as a photo, and then the program says, well, do you want like a hash tone pattern, or do you want like a hashing pattern?
Mm-hmm.
Like, can I just have it be like solid burn, but solid 10% here and solid 80% there? Like, I don't know how to do that in the design software and have it be a complete gradient, not
Instead
just
of
blocks.
the little squares, you want it to go from like 10 to 90% in a
That's-
column.
That's right. That's right.
Ooh.
I got it to work if I did like the old hash, like the halftone pattern, like you're looking at an old timey printed newspaper with the dots, and the dots are real big where it's light, so it lets a lot of the page through, and the dots are real small at the dark end.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I want dots. Like, I just want because here's the thing on the marquetry piece where I'm going to do a monkey, the evil monkey. It's going to be the little shapes of his face. His face is real wrinkly. It's really evil looking. What I was going to do is take each individual little sliver and then stick it into hot sand. So you take like play sand, like children's play sand, put it in a pan, put it on the stove, heat the sand up super hot, and then take a tweezers and shove the piece of wood in it just part way, and then
And
pull
you
it out,
scorch
and
it.
it'll do like a burn gradient on it.
It'll
Yeah.
scorch it.
Yeah, it'll scorch it, but
Yeah.
you could even kind of blend it like dark
Right.
to light. But I want the laser to do that. How do you do that? I don't know how to do that.
That's a good question. I think you would. Oh man, how would you do that?
Doesn't Lightburn offer the grid? Yes, Harry's saying yes. It does
Yeah.
offer the grid test,
But that's
you have
not
to
that's not
define
what you're
each-
trying to do.
You have to define each square as a certain percentage. How do you blend it with no little square, no square steps, just one object, light to
Yeah.
dark?
Hmm.
When you figure it out, let us know, Matt.
Wow. Okay, I thought there'd be an answer. I'm like, did I just stumble upon something that doesn't exist? Maybe I should write software. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I just opened up, I had Illustrator open, so I was like, okay, I went in, I had to rasterize it, and then I used image trace, and it gave me a bunch of squares.
Yeah, because here I can.
That would be something. That'll be something fun to try to figure out. I'm sure it could be done. Because it would be with like
you can. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
like just some kind of image burning. It'll do the lights and darks all in one area. So, I mean, it definitely can be done, but I don't know how you would do it like a test strip like that.
In the material test in Lightburn, even though it's a grid, I think you can separate how far apart the grids are. And if you had them butt one up against the other,
There you
even
go.
though it wouldn't be a smooth gradient, it would look like a gradient.
Well, you could just change the amount of boxes.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah.
You could have 100 boxes and go from 1 to 100%.
Well, see,
Yep.
that'd be tough to render. I'm showing my monkey now. This is kind of what it's going to look like. I know it's
Sweet.
real tiny on the screen, but like for example, his ear here. See how it's dark in this part of the ear, and then it goes lighter. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
that's what I want. And what I had done is you take the gray into the software and then you say, okay, and it gives you several different patterns that you can do this gradation on, but none of them are solid black to solid white in
Right.
in a step. And don't get me wrong, the dot pattern looks good. Like if I come here, there is a dot pattern on this. Oh God, maybe this camera. Sorry. I don't know if you can tell, but like they're very small dots. This outline in the mushroom and
Yeah.
the eyeballs on the star, and it doesn't look bad. And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna use that for the monkey. But I don't. If I
Hmm.
don't have to use the dots, I won't.
There's got to be a way to do that.
Yeah. There'll just be some thinking about to get it done. That's gonna look killer.
Oh man, it is menacing, and I'm gonna put this this outline around it, which will probably look something more like this. It's hard to tell, but like his wings are gonna come like over. It's hard to really tell, isn't it? It's hard to get. There you go. So like the wings are going to come over this, because this is going to be different colored wood, this little frame, and his chin's sticking over it, and the fez is sticking but like his torso's behind it.
Wow.
And the teeth are going to be like super white. Oh, I have the wrong camera here. Anyway,
That's gonna be a fun one.
I hope if I can pull it off, it will be a masterpiece, but it's going to take all of my artistic skill and all of my advanced laser operation skills.
Yeah. Whew.
And if no one bids on it, I'm going to keep it myself.
Hell yeah.
Thank
Hell
you.
yeah.
Thank you for considering my question.
Oh, no problem. That's a good question. I
There's no gradient function in Lightburn, is there?
Well, if you right click on the image, go to adjust image, and then in the image mode, change it down to grayscale. It does look the same, but it doesn't do the dithering or the, oh my gosh, halftone look to it. It actually looks like the imported gradation.
So, okay, I'm going to do some more figuring out. And if it just turns out to be the dot pattern, I'll be fine with that. But
Harry said, what about some of the photo modes?
that's kind of what I was thinking of. Yeah.
I've been looking at the photo modes in XCS, and I guess I just didn't find one that was exactly the way I'm describing it.
Well, Paul Hammerquist is going to sit there and obsess about it until he figures it out.
You mean like PayPal?
Yeah.
30
Which
minutes.
I got working.
Because that personal. I did find out.
See, look. So here, they've got these photo modes. This is in the XCS, the bitmap.
I think Matt just like
process.
showing off all of his camera angles he's got.
Yeah.
Look at that. He's got two of
I
them
thought
going
it was
on at
screen
once.
sharing. Let
Look
me
at all that. Look at all those buttons he's got.
I
Man,
know, right?
I pushed the wrong
buttons
button.
and sliders and
Share screen. There we go. This, like the bitmap mode is these weird. Maybe this is an old one, but each one of these is a different like hash pattern.
Hmm.
They're trying to. I don't know.
Yeah, that Xtools software is supposed to be pretty good. I've seen some people. There are a couple of the other videos that we'll talk about here tonight. They, the one I know has used it for Let's Make a Thing. He uses it, and the other people I've seen use it. It's pretty good software.
I think there's like one thing it does that's proprietary to the hardware, and like if you use Lightburn, you don't get access to this special thing that XCS controls. I'm not exactly sure what feature that is.
Craziness. Yeah, well, we'll figure it out. That's for sure.
Cool.
It'll
Appreciate it.
it's going to be a killer project regardless. Either way you do it.
I'm really excited about it.
Yeah. So well, since I already brought him up, Let's Make a Thing had a couple of projects to do on his laser on and was showing them. But this one that's in his thumbnail is the one that I think is going to be big for people in general these days. And the QR codes I think are getting more and more popular. What was it? I was messing with QR codes when they first came out, and I don't know if it was first when they came out, but it was, I don't know, 13, 14 years ago or something like that. When I was working for another solar company, I was like, all right, yeah, we got to use these because look, you can just scan them and it'll take you wherever you want it to be, blah, blah, blah. And nobody used it. Like we put it on a bunch of stuff and nobody ever scanned it. But I think now it's really starting to become more popular. But he's showing in that Xtool software, he was making some keychains, made some planner pointers, and then he made this little guy. I'm actually making one of these for a guy that I know here in town that he's opening up a restaurant. And so I'm going to be like, put your here's one for free. This is what it looks like when you can scan it for your menu. Ta-da! There we go. Let's make some of these for you. So it was good video.
There's free tools that will make those designs for you. You put in the URL and then you can subtly change it. Some have sort of rounded pixels and some have square pixels. They all work.
Yeah.
So you can kind of just do a little bit of testing to see which one you like the best. But,
I think you can do that right in Lightburn too, can't you?
Yeah, they do have a QR maker in Lightburn. Yeah. So
very nice.
Pretty sweet. So months ago, we started talking about the big giant 3D printer, the Elegoo Orange Storm Giga, and they are starting to show up at people's places. There's been a couple of unboxing videos this week. Uncle Jesse's got
pallet?
This thing. That's one 3D printer in those two giant boxes. It's insane how big this thing is.
What's
it's
the
so
use
cool.
case for something that large?
Well, this other video that we have here, this boy in space, this is the first one that I saw that came up about the Orange Storm. He made a giant vase. So it was like a vase that you would normally do on a regular size printer, but he upscaled it by 450%. So it was like 3 feet tall.
My goodness.
and it was pretty. And it came out. It came out okay, relatively speaking.
You could make a full size Oompa Loompa.
Oh yeah. I had. If I was to get one of these things, I have plans out the wazoo for it. Like some big dumb crap that I would love to make.
Aren't 3D printers, the higher you go, the exponentially more likely you're going to have problems because of wobble?
Yeah, it can be, but this thing is built really well. Like I was really, looking at the Uncle Jesse one, like when he was doing his live stream, when he's pulling out all the parts. And I actually watched the assembly video from Elegoo. They've done a really good job with it. Like it's not just 2020 extrusion just thrown around in a big box. I mean, it's all finished really nice. The coatings on the surfaces of the extrusion that they use is really nice. I think it's a pretty impressive machine, but I think it's really funny that it comes in these two giant boxes. It's so awesome.
Is the smaller giant box just like the power supply?
It's like the bed. Yeah, I think there's the one. I think the one he has his foot on, because if you look at them, the boxes are actually the same length and width, but their depth is different. And the one is the shorter one has like the bed in it and stuff like that, and the other one has like the sides. But it was pretty funny. When I was watching this one from this It's Boy in Space, he was talking. I guess he has like a 1-bedroom apartment, so he's got this big giant cube sitting in his 1-bedroom apartment. and he was printing out this vase, and he said he woke up in the morning and as it was going, and it was like 80 degrees in his apartment because it's got 4 giant heat beds at the bottom. And they're just cooking all night long, open air. And I was like, man, that's pretty crazy. But it turned out pretty. The vase that he shows in this video, it turns out pretty good. Towards the top, it gets a little bit wonky because when you do something in vase mode, it's one extrusion perimeter doing whatever the design is, and so it as it's moving around up there, if a breeze came through or whatever, it's kind of moving the whole thing a little bit, and so the upper end of it wasn't perfectly printed, but it was because it was only one extrusion. But it was really, I was like, yes, I want one. My wife is going to kill me when I get one of these things.
I'd be interested in like real use cases, not like I'll do it because I can. Like, what's the business ROI of something that big?
Well, I've seen some bigger ones. There's this one car channel that I watch. It's called B is for Build, and he was building. What car was it for? I think it was a Mustang that they were building, and he was going to print the entire front bumper on this. It was like a $20,000 3D printer, but it was like it was like 2 or 3 feet deep and like 6 or 8 feet wide was this 3D printer, and it was crazy expensive. But that was what he was using it for, was to build preliminary body parts for a car. I had some plans for this thing. If I get one, it'll be cool because I'll make
a full-size R2D2 just like on the
you
bay.
Could. I mean, you literally could like do the whole center thing all at one go. It's huge. But the space that thing is going to occupy is nuts. And I think I would want to enclose it, like just because of how the heaters on those base plates. I mean, they're cooking.
I'd want to like bolt the vertical struts to the wall so there'd be no movement.
Yeah, it's pretty neat though. But man, it's going to be fun watching some of the videos that come out with people making stuff.
The only thing I want a 3D printer for is to make the Piranha Plant from Super Mario Brothers.
There you go.
That'd be cool sitting on my desk, a Piranha Plant 3D printer.
All right, I got to write that one down for you. We'll get on that one for you, Matt.
Lego makes a Lego Piranha Plant.
Yeah,
about like the right size, but I don't want it out of Lego. I want it to look like the Piranha Plant without Lego.
The Lego ones, man, they got all kinds of stuff for Mario. They have like a little TV that you can actually play a level on.
What?
Yeah, it's nuts. Like it looks like an old school CRT TV, and you spin a knob on it, and the level will rotate around the screen.
Yeah.
And you have Mario on there, and you make them jump to the different things. It's pretty crazy. And if you have a special Mario one, you put it on there, and it'll there's like some sort of sensor in it, and it'll actually make the noises when he jumps and stuff like that. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, there's some.
I love it.
One bit. Oh, there you go. That's a good question. If you could only buy one bit, a Downtown Jenny or a compression,
I guess it depends what you're going to use it for.
Yeah,
Downtown all the way.
I think I'd be Downtown.
Yeah,
but if you're cutting out a bunch of plywood,
the compression is great. Yeah,
that compression bit just flies through it. So
there's
you'd have to use the
all kinds of
bit
good use
one
cases,
pass, though, right?
No, you just have to make sure you engage. I forget the actual whatever the up part and the down part in one pass.
Got it.
So as long as you do that, you're going to be good.
Heck yeah. Oh, let's see here. Mr. Fisher, he had a good video out this week.
Hit
on,
it out of the ballpark again, didn't he?
Yeah, he did good
Yeah.
job. I like this. This is a cool
I did
project.
too.
Gaming accessories are big money.
Yeah.
People go
The
nuts for them.
made a whole bunch of different hex, shapes, and then had different slots and compartments in them, so you could use them for different card games and stuff like that. And then there's the coolest part about them though is the magnets that he put into the side, and so that they'll lock together for playing. So it's
In keeping that straight, which ones are the polarity? Oh man,
yeah. Oh, that would have been a mess.
yeah.
I'm getting ready to deal with a project that has to deal with those. Pretty much, they're probably the same magnets. I got them right here. These little neodymium. I think they're 6 millimeter or something like that. Wide magnets, and they are pretty strong for what they are. I'm doing something for the laser. I'm going to do a quick disconnect for the exhaust. Since my exhaust goes out, is in another room. If I need to pull the laser out, I have to go into the other room and reach into the side there and unscrew it. And what a mess to be able to pull the laser out. But with this way, I'll be able to just, clock it on there and it'll go.
These are the 3 millimeter ones.
Okay.
And so that's, oh, come on. Why does you want to work? I swear, every time. But that's 3 millimeter, and it's going, they're holding to each other
Yeah.
through there. And I mean, that's just the smallest one. So
Sweet.
doesn't matter. It does not, my camera does not like small things.
No,
No.
does not like it.
No.
But yeah. Drew's. I forget to say this every week, but if you want to see any of these videos, they're in the description. There's links to all of them down there, so you don't have to write them down or anything. I've got direct links to all the videos, especially Matt's. You should go watch Matt's.
Like, share, comment, subscribe.
There you go. But yeah, this is especially if you like playing games, going to having game nights and stuff. That's a cool project to do. So I think he was selling the files. I think he says $5 in the video. So pretty sweet. Should get them. Definitely check them out. Let's see here. Going back to 3D printing stuff. This guy, I've never watched him before, but he's evidently got a big following. This guy's name's Morley Kurt, and he tried to start a sidewalk 3D printing business, doing pots for little succulents.
I saw that thumbnail. I didn't click on it. I should watch it.
It's pretty funny. I mean, because he's he has an Elegoo printer and he goes to Home Depot and spends like $125 on these succulents, and then he spends 15 minutes designing a pot and then prints them out and takes them to this sidewalk fair thing, I guess in California, and the results are kind of funny.
Nice.
Most people are just like, wow, this is cool seeing a 3D printer. Nobody was buying the plants.
Oh no.
I think he sold like 2.
This is brutal.
Yeah. But the pots were cool, and it was really, he goes through how he was designing the pots and everything, and in Fusion 360, and it works the way he was doing it. It was like, oh, that's cool. That I'd like to work on that and try to make something like that myself. Just for my wife's benefit. She did. Oh, a couple weeks ago, or probably a month or so ago now, I think I showed the little cactus planter that I made for her. She did get a plant for it last week, and it looks cute. So it's actually functioning. It's not leaking water everywhere. It's actually doing what it's supposed to do. So that's pretty cool. There you go. Let's see here. I think. And then there's STL Woodworking. So this is Greg Goddard. So actually, I had Greg on my CNC with Me podcast this week on Thursday, and we were talking about his CNC journey and all that stuff, and what he's up to. But this is his latest video that he did. He does inlays a pretty cool way. He does it instead of with a V-bit, especially he mainly, I guess, uses this for doing cutting boards. But he does it with a ball nose bit instead. And because it gets so much more vertical into the space, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But he walks you through how to set up all the tool paths and stuff like that. He does a Georgia Bulldogs inlay that turned out beautiful and pretty cool setup. I dug it. I thought it was pretty sweet. Yeah, Greg's a good guy. It was nice talking to him. He's a member over there at CNC with me, and a lot of fun. So
Trade Skillers Anonymous asked a question about that podcast. Are they
okay.
available after the fact on the CNC?
Yeah, they are. They should be listed over on the site. I forget exactly how you get to it. I'll have to look and get back to you on that, JR. But yeah, they are available afterwards. So you can pull them up. Mr. Cody Elkins was even in the chat on that one. So it was nice seeing Cody on there. Appreciate it. So, but yeah, Greg's doing some really cool videos with that. His channel's really blown up here in the last 6-8 months or so. If you go, it's kind of funny if you look at his videos and stuff like that. Like 6 months ago, he had 1,000 subscriber giveaway thing. And then like a month later, it was 5,000. And then a month later, it was 10,000. And now he's at like 22,000 people as subscribers. It's like, man, what the heck did you do? He doesn't know. He's like, I don't know. It just happened that way. But he caught the algorithm, obviously. And in his channel's doing really well these days. So congratulations to him on that. But yeah, his videos are really good, especially if you need a walkthrough on how to do something like these inlays. It's very good to sit and watch how he does it and walks you through how to do it. So check those out. I figured the last thing that I would bring up today would be something a little different. Just like some of a video that I like, that I've liked watching this past week that isn't in our normal realm of stuff that we talk about. And that video this week is going to be Super Fast Matt. Super Fast Matt is building an off-road Viper. This is the coolest car on the face of the earth right now. He took a 1999 Dodge Viper that was completely stock and then is now trying to build it to be an off-road vehicle. But he's doing it all the right way.
Videos.
Yeah, it's kind of, I think so. I first ran into him because of he has an old Honda convertible, and he put a Superbike motor into it and rips that thing around all over the place. And I enjoy his style of video. He's very dry and snarky on some of his comments that he's making about his own inability to finish a project or to do something properly. He's like, oh, I said that was something for future Matt. Well, it's future Matt, and it's still a problem. He's pretty funny. I definitely enjoy his videos, but off-road Viper is a cool project. I mean, he's redoing the suspension and everything. It's not like he's just putting some bigger springs into it and saying, here it is. I mean, he's redone the whole underneath of the car to make it go. And it's pretty sweet. It's just such a random, odd project to be building, and it's awesome. So check it out if you want to see something fun and odd at the same time. Let's see here. That was the last video that I had for us for this week, but let's check and see what anybody else had any other questions or anything like that we needed to check out before we roll out of here.
I think I got an answer for Matt.
Oh yeah,
You know me.
Cool.
yeah. You've been
So,
working.
Yeah, grayscale.
Okay.
What I was talking about earlier. So
You're in Lightburn. Okay.
yes, Lightburn, and if you do the adjust image and you change the image mode to grayscale, if I'm reading this correctly, it's going to take your max power and your min power and convert that grayscale like so. So 65 would be here, and that would be your darkest color, with 0 being your minimum. Or so it's something you're gonna have to play around with, but I would look at the grayscale
Okay.
when whichever software you're using.
So
but-
you give it the gradient and it adjusts the power accordingly.
Right. So I took, this gradient right here, saved it as an SVG, imported it. It imported the SVG, right click, adjust image mode, grayscale. And then you just play with your max and min power.
Got it. Cool. Yeah, I'll try and find an XCS equivalent of that.
Sweet.
Or maybe I'll just use Lightburn with the X tool because it is compatible, I'm told.
Sweet.
Thank you, Paul. Number 2.
It's about to sound like a Dr. Seuss book in here.
Yeah.
There you go.
Paul
Paul 1,
squared.
Paul 2.
Can't forget Paul's messy workshop. Got to keep it messy.
You got to keep it messy.
You'd be real proud of me. My shop is a wreck.
You ready to open the Pennsylvania chapter, are you?
Oh, I think so. Well, I was cleaning up the lawnmower blade, and so I had the wire wheel and like all these metal and caked on grass just splattered everywhere.
Oh, geez.
Quite the mess. My blades, you could shave with my mower blades. That's how sharp.
Nice. That's good. That's good. What's Jerry saying here? He's got a bunch of ammos on bits, but would like to buy one from Cody to try out. Oh, he's got Sane sent him a couple CNCs to review, so that'd be cool. Yeah. So
If you go to Cody's bits, you'll never go back to anybody else's.
sure won't. That's for sure. That is for sure. Our buddy Mr. Cody there, Cadence Manufacturing Design. He's awesome.
Did cut
Super
my wood
awesome.
work like butter. I used the V-bit, the downcut V-bit, the groovy
Yeah.
Jenny.
Oh, those are so nice.
Yeah. Oh, and Kenneth is saying that Morley is great. He does magic to a palette. Okay, so I'll definitely be watching some more of his stuff then check him out and see how that goes. Oh yeah,
I'm
and
learning that ball nose bit engrave technique because that piqued my interest.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
There's a question for you out there.
Okay. Oh yeah. Well, Mr. Elkins has one here. Cody also says he wants to try Willie's wood honey. Yeah, that was mentioned in the Fisher shop at video. There's a new product out there, Willie's Wood Honey, and it looks like it's a nice finish for putting on stuff. Yeah, that'd be nice to try. I'd like to try that too. Let's see here. Oh, and JR's coming to us now from the Hilton in Atlanta. Oh, that's very cool. That means move is happening right there. Hopefully you're not sitting in the hotel for too long. You get into that nice, beautiful house. Whew. All right, so let's see here. Cody's saying he's seriously considering a Bamboo. What are your thoughts on the Carbon versus the P1S? Out of the two, I mean, really it depends on what material that you want to do / how much money you want to spend. Really, the difference between the P1S and the X1 Carbon really isn't all that much in my eyes. You do get a big color screen on the front of the printer. I think you get the hardened nozzle, and the sides are aluminum compared to the P1S that has the standard nozzle in it, non-hardened. So doing abrasives, you need to change nozzle out before you can do abrasive stuff. And I have plastic sides, and there's a screen, there's a little chintzy screen there on there. But to be honest with you, I haven't used that screen one time. I've only been using the app and doing it from Bamboo Studio. So I was really hesitant about that at the beginning. Like, it was like, oh, this is going to be, I'm going to hate not having a screen on there. But in reality, I've never even plugged an SD card into this thing or anything. I send it all over the Cloudways and do it that way. And you get spoiled really quick on it that way. I think I don't leave the printer on when I'm not using it, even though it is on right now because I had just pulled this guy off of there. So I wouldn't recommend leaving it on all the time unless you're actually actively printing. But I think the money savings for the P1S is the better buy over the X1 Carbon. But I haven't had my hands on an X1 Carbon. I mean, I've seen them and been up close to one, but haven't operated that compared to this one. So I can only tell you I like this one. And I justified buying this one over the X1 Carbon. So, Jerry saying X1 Carbon with the AMS to Vegas was like $1,680. Yeah, and this was, so it's, that's $600, $700 cheaper. So I would pull the trigger on a P1S before I would pull one on the X1 Carbon. So that's my 2 cents on it anyway. Also, JR is going to be in the Hilton for 2 weeks. Nice. Very nice. Did they fix the potential fire issue? That's with the Bamboo A1, which is their open frame bed slinger machine. And I haven't heard anything else out of them since that issue came to light and they started doing the recall on it. They were saying in the original emails and all that were going out that it was going to be a little while, the end of March to May, somewhere in that time frame before stuff was sent out. So I guess they're working on it, but nobody's made a official thing on why that was happening or that potential was there, stuff like that. So, yeah, but it's all good. Let's see here. Oh yeah. Earl bought his P1S the same time that I did, and he loves it. Yeah, they're a good machine. I don't want to be such a homer for them, but It works, and it works good. So good times, good times. All right. Well, let's we've been at this for over an hour, so I guess it's time to wrap her up and get out of Dodge. Mr. Corliss, do you have anything else for us this week?
Nope, I think I've done my share for tonight and
You got it.
got nothing else.
Paul's Messy Wood Shop on YouTube. Go
Yep.
subscribe if you
Yep.
haven't.
Yep, and that's a place where horizontal surfaces are my enemy.
Good times. Mr. Hammerquist, anything from you, sir?
No, but if you're watching, go hit that thumbs up button
Oh, I appreciate that.
and
Glad
go
you-
check out Maker's Rock. Right? No, see, I'm confused.
41 days left to go. So you don't have a whole lot of time to get in there and get a project done, but it only is like a 12 by 12 area. So you can do it. I believe in you. Mr. Haas, anything from you, sir?
Just makersrock.com and awesome wood things on the YouTubes.
Good
Stream
deal.
Monday through Friday on Awesome Fun Things, my vlog channel. If you want to check that out, 8:15 a.m. in the morning. I'm up to 651 episodes.
Man,
I like to stream
yeah, you do.
and do funny things like pretend Windows is crashing.
I'm ready for that just to happen normally.
There's all my YouTube channels. I play the
There you
piano too.
Yeah, how's the piano going?
Good. I bought a hell of a piano over here. You can put that sucker on the stage.
Wow.
One of my best investments, and plays like a dream. And it's going good. I think my skills have leveled off. I think I'm gonna really try and ramp it back up again. Get a
Cool.
lot of enjoyment out of it.
Nice.
80s,
Awesome.
80s hair bands on the piano is kind of my thing. Because you don't think a piano should play 80s hair bands, but they sound amazing.
It's awesome. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. Thanks, Matt, for joining us. I appreciate it, sir.
Yeah, thanks for having me
And
on.
it was good catching up with you. And Paul, as always, appreciate you guys coming on, hanging out. And I guess we'll see everybody next week for number 38. Nanu. So good times.
Awesome.
All right. Well, everybody have a good weekend. We'll see you next time.
Good night,
Peace
everyone.
out, sauerkraut.